First of all, I want to thank the fans for coming out and supporting us each week. They've been unbelievable. I think we had 106,000 people at the game. Getting into the game, we had a chance to put away a proud program and a good program and a very good football coach. We had a chance to put them away several times on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and we didn't do it. We let them stay in the game. Let them stay in the game. They were able to run the ball, especially on first down, which I think hurt us. Hurt us today. They hadn't really been able to do that consistently all year long. They were able to get into 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6 situations too often. Too often. The fake punt, we could not have worked fakes more than we did all week long. The one obviously on the fake field goal was a huge play. On the fake punt, we had a guy in position to do his job. He started running out for the punt return, and then by the time he recovered, it was way too late, but we knew it. We couldn't have worked it more all week long. Obviously, we need to work it more, but we spent a lot of time on all those fakes and all those situations. Critical play in the game. We ran the ball well on offense against a team that hadn't been giving up more than 33 yards a game. But we weren't able to throw the ball well against a team that had been giving up a bunch of yards all year long. Weren't able to do that. Weren't able to protect consistently. And then when we needed to run, when it mattered most at the end of the game in 4-minute offense, we were able to get them to burn their timeouts. Started out with a good play on first down, but not enough to get a first down and put the game away on our terms, which we had an opportunity to do that. We didn't do. The lateral play, I've been told by the officials during the game and some people I talked to after the game that the rule says that if the arm is going forward, whether it goes backwards or not, it's an incomplete pass. That doesn't make sense to me. From the time I was in Little League, if the ball is going backwards, it's a lateral. So it went from 2nd and 20 to 2nd and 10. Huge play in the game. I'm not questioning. I'm just saying, from my perspective, it doesn't make sense to me. From the beginning of time, since I was in 65-pound football at Assumption CYO playing football, if you throw the ball backwards, it's a lateral. Big play in the game. But overall, got to give Michigan State credit. We didn't do what we needed to do to win the game. Lost too many critical situations. We won drive start battle. We were even in turnovers. You can't be even in turnovers. We're putting the ball on the ground way too much. The ball cannot be left in the inside arm. We had a fumble. The ball was in the inside arm. They had blown our progress dead. That's never a play that can be overturned, so we don't need to get up and snap the ball quick, because if they blow the play dead based on forward progress, it's over. That's not a reviewable play. But either way, the ball cannot be in the inside arm. Ball needs to be to the sideline, something we've coached since day one. Whether you get hurt or nicked up or not, you can't drop the ball. We got to protect the football at all times. And then penalties. They only had 3. We had 6. 6 for 41, and obviously the one on the goal line stand. Obviously, the goal line stand was as good as it gets, and then we give it to them. So we lost the explosive play battle. We lost the penalty battle. We were even in turnover, and we lost field position. Excuse me, we won field position by a few yards. So you're gonna have a hard time winning that way when you don't put people away and you don't win the critical stats. So, open up the questions.
Raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you.
Hey, James. Amani's made some really big plays for you, but it looked like he was kind of emotional after that game. What do you say to a kid in that situation, if you can share any of it?
Yeah, I love Amani. He's made huge play after huge play after huge play in our program, and will continue to do that. I love Amani. Wouldn't trade him for anybody. Richard Sherman's a great player. I wouldn't trade him for Amani Aruwe. Same thing I told the players in the locker room. You know, we get great support here. You know, we get great support here. And I wanted to make sure that every single one of those players knew, whether they have had it in their life or not, they got it from me. Unconditional love, no matter what. They're stuck with me for the next 50 years. I love Amani Aruwe. I love all our guys. And we'll get closer from this. We'll get stronger from this. And we're going to stick together. We're going to stick together. We got great fans here, so I know our fans will stick with our guys as well. I love Amani. I love him and always will. And I wanted our team and I wanted our players to know, whether they've experienced unconditional love or not in their life, they got it from me and this coaching staff, and they'll have it forever.
James, every game's different, situations in every game are different. But for as much of progress as the program has made, this is now 5 losses by 12 points, and you've had the lead in the 4th quarter of all of those games. What would you say to the people who are pointing to that as a major obstacle for the program to take the next step?
Yeah, I think obviously we gotta find ways. We have won a bunch of games all the way back to year 1 in the 4th quarters with situational football. We've lost some. Obviously, here late the last 2. There's no doubt about it. But for every one that you showed me that we've lost, I can show you example after example of ones that we've won like that. So obviously, all you can focus on right now is the present. What happened out there today, I get that. We got to be able to finish. We got to be able to finish on offense, defense, special teams, all 3 phases. We didn't do that today. I'd rather be in a situation, although they're painful, I'd rather be in a situation where we've lost 5 games by 12 points than other places that are trying to figure out how to not lose games by larger margins, obviously. So our margin of error is small, our margin of defeat is small, and we got to get all those little things corrected. Same way that I saw today, there's things that are showing up. There's things that are showing up on Saturday that we do not do during the week. So we need to make sure that we are approaching Sunday through Friday game-like, because we do something all week long, and then on Saturday we do it different, and we got to get those things corrected. So that's me included.
James, 2-part question. Why were you unable to throw the ball down the field until the 4th quarter? And secondly, you said this week that the team had its best practice of the year.
Yep.
Were they ready mentally for this game?
Now, obviously, after seeing the results, the first thing you question is, did we get over the loss from the previous game? Obviously, you're going to question that. I didn't see signs of that during the week, during our preparation. But let's be honest, I mean, that was an emotional game. So I think we got to question that. I think we got to look at that. I don't think there's any doubt about it. What was the other question?
Why were you unable to throw the ball down the field until the 4th quarter?
I think we had some times early on in the game. I think you saw the one play where Trace goes to throw the ball and pulls it back, and it goes right into the lineman. We didn't run the route we've been running all week long. All week long. So when you have opportunities, you got to be able to make those opportunities. But on offense, defense, and special teams, we got a few mistakes, and a few mistakes, end up losing the game like that. You end up losing the game like that. So we got to get those mistakes cleaned up. There's no doubt about it. And we're making too many of them that are self-inflicted.
James, are other teams starting to take Trace away from the run? Are you guys relying too much on him trying to make something happen with his feet? And on the play where he ran out of bounds, I'm guessing you did not want that.
Yeah, I think the issue isn't necessarily the running with Trace today, because this team, again, has only been giving up 33 yards. The issue was that we weren't able to throw the ball against a team that people were having a lot of success throwing the ball. That was the issue.
James, Jake Penniger, you guys wanted to get him more opportunities earlier in the season. It didn't happen. How do you kind of assess that position moving forward?
Yeah, obviously, we're not kicking the way we need to kick, And that's all of it. That's protection, that's snap, that's hold, that's execution of the kick. So we'll revisit that. We'll take a hard look at it. Our percentages in practice are really good, but that's not showing up on game day. Obviously, we all know coming into the season that we had inexperience at the kicker position. In practice, we're hitting at a real high percentage, but we got to be able to do it under the lights, under pressure, consistently, at this level.
Time for 2 more, Tyler.
The amount of motion that was put into the past 2 weeks, is it possible to, do you double down on that? How do you handle it? Because I know there was a lot of emotion from you after that game, and that carried into the preparation for this game.
Yeah, we play an emotional game, a passionate game. The fans are that way, the coaches are that way, the players are that way. I believe in investment. I believe in investment in anything that you want to do, that you want to be special in. You got to invest. And I think the natural thing to do is, especially when you're young, is when you invest in something and you don't have the success that you think you should have, a lot of people start to pull back because that hurts. When you invest a lot in something and you don't have the success that you think you should have, a lot of people, a lot of organizations will invest less. And I'm a big believer that that's when you actually invest more. You continue to invest more and you drive through those situations and you drive through those circumstances. I don't know a profession, I don't know a career, I don't know a game where you can have a high level of success without a high level of investment. And we're going to continue to invest. A high level of effort, high level of emotion, a high level of passion. We're going to continue to invest.